Hey everybody, welcome back to Nicsminibikes. If you haven't yet, hit that link down in the description. Go pick you up some merchandise. We got hats, shirts, hoodies, all kinds of cool stuff. Go get you something. Today we're going to try something I've never done before, and that's make some fiberglass fenders. This one here is the one we make in the video that you'll see here in a second, and it is not very good. We got lumps all over the place, there and there and there and there and there and there, and you can see where some of the fiberglass isn't bonded to the fiberglass below, air pockets underneath it. All that is just going to be an issue that we'd have to deal with later, and this didn't work out. So in this video we're going to make this fiberglass fender here, and it's not very good, and it's probably going to end up in the trash, but we're learning, so that's okay. You got to fail to learn, and we learned a lot making this one. So this one is trash. So after that one, we made this one. It's a whole lot better, but it still has voids and holes, giant voids here and there. And even though it's a lot better, it's still not gonna work. Show you these voids. So I didn't record making this one, but you can see the void there, big old void there. And also I learned you can't do it straight on this, and I probably should have known better, because then it's just too tight. It'll rub everywhere, so you can't just form that right straight on the tire. Should have known better. So even though this one looks a lot better, it's no good either. Trash. So that's enough of that. Let's just get into the video, and you can watch me make that fender. If you want to see me make the next one that I'm going to do, I got ideas on what to do there. Leave a comment down below saying you want to see me try to make it. But other than that, come along for the ride, and let's knock this out. Alright, so I don't really know why, but they're putting like HVAC foil tape around the wheel. So that's what I'm going to do first, I guess. And they're going from rim to rim, so that's what we'll do. And maybe this is just to protect the tire in case any resin happens to get in. That's what we're gonna assume, I guess. But that's gonna be my first step, and I'm gonna go about halfway around the tire with that. So I'm gonna get that knocked out, and then I'll bring you right back. So we got that done. It's about probably a little more than halfway, and still not sure what the point of this is, but maybe one of you could tell me why. I'll link the video I watched below. It is 5 or 6 years old, but I'll link it down below. The next thing that they did was they wrapped it in plastic wrap, saran wrap. So that's what we're gonna do now. Now we got that wrapped. That was fun. Now we're ready to get out the fiberglass and start cutting some pieces. Alright, so I ran and picked up some Nitrile Gloves. The last thing I want is to have the fiberglass itches for 2 days. I'm probably gonna on my arms anyway. I probably should get a long sleeve shirt, but I'm not gonna do that. And this is my fiberglass mat that I bought. And it was 20 bucks off of Amazon. And it's quite a bit. It's actually a lot. I'm gonna lay it down on the ground over here. So I laid it out. It's supposed to be 50 inches, I believe, by 4 yards. So it's long. So I got a piece of string here, and then I'm just going to use it to tell me about how wide I need that. I'm just going to cut it. And that goes from rim to rim. I'm going to go down here on my fiberglass, and I'm going to mark it so I can cut it. I'm going to do the full length of it. So let me get this marked out, and I'll bring you back. Alright, so I don't know if you can see it, but there's a black line all the way down that sheet. Now I'm just going to start at the end here with a pair of scissors and cut that edge off because I want this piece. So we got our initial piece cut here. Now I just need to decide on the length. So for that, I'm just going to kind of lay it over. I'm going to grab it with my hand. And I'll just cut it straight across. Something like that. I'm going to want about 4 of these for now, I believe. I do have some narrow, like 2-inch strips of fiberglass too. I might do like 2 of these, then a couple layers of that skinnier stuff just to use it. Otherwise, I'm never going to use it. So now I got my 4 equal pieces here. They're all cut to length. Now I'm going to go one by one, and I'll kind of just lay them over this. And I'm going to slit it up over and over and over and over and over, make a bunch of flaps on both sides of the sheet now. So I'll show you one, and then I'll do the others. So now when we lay this on there, we can get our curb, and these pieces can just kind of wrap wherever they need to wrap to get that to go around that curb nicely. So I'll get this side caught up, and I'll get the other 3 pieces done. Alright, so I bought this resin off of Amazon a long time ago, and it's been sitting on the shelf because I've always planned on doing this. Just never got around to it. If I can find a link to it, I'll share it with you. But it's Fiberglass Plus. It gives you the mixing there. The smallest ratio it gives you is for a pint. So I have this here, and there's our pint measurement there. So we're gonna go 1 pint. And that stuff is strong. Holy smokes. Then it comes with MEK-P hardener activator. For a pint is 5 cc's, so 5 milliliters. So we got 5 milliliters of hardener activator. I don't know what it's called. We'll just throw that in there and we'll start mixing this. I'm going to get this centered up on my wheel and tire the best I can. Pretty good that way. Pretty good that way. And we're actually sitting pretty good. So I took a brush and I cut it down to short bristles. That's why it's all cockeyed and crooked and whatever. And I'm just going to start loading this up. Let that soak in really good. Alright, so we learned a pretty good lesson on that first one. Don't paint the resin on, because it'll just pull the fibers out of the fiberglass and it'll start falling apart. You more want to do like a dab with your brush and get it all soaked up really good, and it'll stay together a lot easier. So I got my second piece cut. I did them a little bit wider this time. We will need to mix up some more resin, but let's use this up first. That resin's kind of starting to turn into a jello on me, so we'll do what we can, I guess. How long should you wait between layers of resin and fiberglass? I have no idea. No brushing, just peck at it, all I'm doing. So there's 2 layers. I have this too. I don't know if it'd be a good idea or not to just put a couple things around it. I got a lot of resin left, and this is brushable because it's woven. I'm gonna go ahead and stick some of this on. Now we're lumpy as all get out, so we're gonna have to sand the dickens out of this already, so I'm not too worried about that, because it's already, we're committed, you know what I mean? Do not have commitment issues. This is what we got. So that's as far as we're gonna get on that today, and it's bad. It's not looking very good. But we got 2 layers of the 1.5 ounce on there, and whatever the ribbon is, we got 3 layers across the center and 4 in the middle. Now we're gonna call that good for today. We'll let that set up, and hopefully we can get it off that tire now, and we're just gonna be sanding our lives away after that. So we'll jump back on this tomorrow. So it's been a few hours. This feels pretty solid, so I'm gonna take it off, just because bad decisions, it's how I roll. All right, so that's off. That's our general shape, I guess. I think we'll do a lot of sanding on this before we go and put any more layers on it. But she feels pretty solid. She is still a little wet on the inside, but it'll set up over time here, and that's what we're gonna give it some time. We'll just set it someplace and let it cure up the rest of the way. That's the start of our fender. Could be a lot better, definitely. So we're gonna give that a day or two to fully cure. In the meantime, I'll get some sanding paper for my electric sander, because we're gonna have to go to town on that a lot. Probably even before we do any more layers, we're gonna have to get that a lot smoother. It's pretty rough on the outside. So that's going to do it for this episode of Nicsminibikes. We learned a lot failing, making these fenders. We got a lot better on the second one, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. We learned the difference between fiberglass cloth, it's kind of a woven fabric, and mat, which is just pieces of fiberglass just kind of stuck together. We use a lot of this mat, and I think if we switch to cloth like this, I bought a piece of it, we'll be in a lot better shape. There's too many voids in this to use it. It's too tight on the tire. Same with that one. That one we probably could make look pretty, but it'll just be too tight on the tire, so it ain't going to be any good to us. So I think on the next one, I have some foam that I'm going to stick on the outside here before I do the cellophane wrap, and that'll just give me a buffer between the tire and the inside of the fender, and I think that's what I'm looking for there. I'll stick with the same resin because I think it hardened up really nice. Those are pretty hard, but I also bought a roller. That way once you stick it on there and get it wet, you can push those air bubbles out with a roller. So we got one of those for next time. And if you want to see me try this again, throw a comment down below. Let me know you want to see it again. If you have any suggestions on what I could do to maybe get a better end result, leave it down in the comments. I think I had unrealistic expectations that you cast it like this and then you can paint it. I don't think that's how that's going to work out at all. I think you can get it pretty close, but then I think you're going to have to sand it and maybe do some Bondo work. I don't really know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do it. We're just figuring it out as we go. So if you haven't yet, hit that link down in the description. Go check out our merchandise. We got hats, shirts, hoodies, all kinds of cool stuff. We'll get you something. Make sure you like, share, hype, and subscribe to the video. It's free for you, and it helps us out. We appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.